You think she's missing you? That if you don't text, she'll sit there waiting, checking her phone every minute? Wrong. Completely wrong. If you stay silent long enough, she'll go through an emotional process you can't control. And by the time you realize it, she won't care anymore. At all. Women don't forget you overnight. They forget you little by little, stage by stage. And if you don't understand this, you'll lose her in a way that can't be undone. In this video, I'll break down the 9 emotional stages women go through when you stop contacting them. From confusion, anxiety, and anger to complete indifference. If you think you can come back whenever you want, think again. Watch till the end to understand why. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and like if you're new here. It helps me keep bringing you more valuable content. You disappear. No texts, no calls, no sign that you still care. And that's when a big question mark lights up in her mind. What's going on? At first, she doesn't panic. She just finds it strange. A part of her tries to come up with logical reasons. Maybe he's busy, maybe his phone is broken, maybe something happened. But another part starts to wonder, did I do something wrong? Everything was fine. Did I say something that turned him off? She checks her phone, scrolling through old messages. She replays past conversations, looking for any clues she might have missed. But the more she searches and finds nothing, the more restless she becomes. And then a natural reaction kicks in. She sends a message, a casual question, maybe even just an emoji. If you still don't reply, confusion starts turning into anxiety. If you meant something to her, your silence is no longer normal. It becomes a puzzle she needs to solve. And just like that, the mind game begins. After the initial confusion, she doesn't panic right away. If she's someone with high self-esteem, she reassures herself. It's fine. I'm okay. He's probably just busy. Women often protect their emotions by building a shield of confidence. She might believe you'll text back soon, that there's no reason to overthink. If you were usually the one initiating contact, she assumes you just need some space and will return when you're ready. This is also the phase where she tries to play it cool. If you've seen her message but haven't responded, she tells herself, "All right, I won't text again either." She might even ignore you back, stay offline more often, or post pictures looking busy and happy as if nothing's wrong. But don't be fooled. This isn't true indifference. It's a defense mechanism. She wants to prove to herself that she doesn't need you, even if deep down, she's still waiting for your message. However, this confidence won't last forever. If your silence continues, she won't be able to keep up the act. Anxiety will start creeping in. Now, the game has changed. She can no longer maintain her confident facade. Why hasn't he texted back yet? This question starts echoing in her mind more than usual. At this point, she begins checking her phone more often. Every new notification makes her heart skip a beat, only for disappointment to sink in when she realizes it's just a message from someone else, a random email, or a meaningless social media alert. She starts over-analyzing everything. Did I say something wrong? Everything was fine before. Is he losing interest? This is when her emotions become unstable. One moment, she reassures herself, it's fine, he's probably just busy. But the next moment, doubt creeps in. But if he cared, he would have replied by now. Her anxiety intensifies if she sees you active on social media but still not reaching out. That's a red flag. It signals that you might be ignoring her on purpose. And when the anxiety peaks, it transforms into something else, anger. If this video made you think, hit like now. Comment below. How have you applied Stoicism in your life? Stoic Success, unbreakable mindset, total control. If your silence continues, she'll no longer feel just anxious. She'll feel deeply hurt. It's no longer about worrying, it's about feeling disrespected. Now her mindset shifts. Who do I think I am? Why am I even waiting for someone like this? Her ego starts to rise. If she once felt confused and anxious, now she feels like a fool for waiting on your text. At this stage, her reactions may vary. Some women will ignore you completely, shifting their focus elsewhere to prove they don't need you. Others will express their anger indirectly, maybe through a cryptic post on social media or by interacting more with mutual friends. And some will confront you directly, messaging you to ask why you disappeared. But regardless of her response, one thing is certain: she no longer sees you the same way. She starts questioning you, your value, and your place in her life. However, even in anger, a part of her still wants clarity. Did he really forget about me? Or is this some kind of test? That's when she enters the next stage, trying to get your attention. At this point, your silence is no longer just confusing or frustrating, it becomes a challenge. She refuses to accept that she's been ignored and won't let things end in uncertainty. Her instincts tell her she needs to make you notice her again. But calling or texting directly? No way. That would be admitting she's chasing you. Instead, she plays it smarter, sometimes in ways that are even more dangerous. Suddenly, you might see her pop up more often on social media, posting stunning pictures, smiling, out with friends, living her best life like you never existed. She wants to create the illusion that she's doing just fine, or even better, without you. But don't be fooled. Behind every perfect post, there's one goal: to get a reaction out of you. She might drop subtle hints, posting cryptic quotes like, "The ones who truly care will find a way, not an excuse." Or, "Losing someone is sometimes the best thing that can happen." She's not calling you out directly, but she's leaving just enough for you to wonder if it's about you. But if none of these attempts work, if you stay silent as if she never existed, her mindset begins to shift. It's no longer about getting your attention. It's about the realization that she has no control over this. Nothing feels worse than trying and getting nothing in return. At first, she still holds on to a little hope, thinking maybe you just need more time. But as the days go by with no sign of you, that hope fades. It's replaced by the crushing feeling of being abandoned. Now, her mind is at war. One side wants to believe you still care, that there's some reason you haven't texted back yet. But the other side starts to accept a harsh truth. Maybe he just doesn't see me as important anymore. She starts questioning everything, playing back your last conversations, analyzing every word and action, trying to pinpoint what went wrong. But when she finds no clear answer, frustration turns into emptiness. At this stage, she might send one final message, a simple, "Hey, are you okay? Or did something happen?" Not because she doesn't already know the answer, but because she needs confirmation. She needs to be sure that this is really over. But if you still don't respond, she moves into the next phase, devaluing you to protect herself. By now, she's emotionally exhausted. The hope, the effort, even the desperation, it has all led to one undeniable truth. You don't care anymore. But humans have a strange self-defense mechanism. When they get hurt, they find ways to shift the narrative to make themselves feel better. And the easiest way to do that? Lower your value in her eyes. If you were once important to her, she now starts finding reasons to believe you were never worth it to begin with. She convinces herself, maybe I idealized him too much, or honestly, he wasn't that special. I was just foolish to invest so much emotionally. She'll talk to her friends, and the story will change. At first, she might say she doesn't understand what happened, but over time, her words shift. He wasn't as great as I thought, or even, I deserve someone better. This isn't necessarily a lie, it's a healing process. If someone she once cared about vanishes without explanation, the only way she can reclaim her emotional power is by stripping you of yours. But no matter how much logic tells her to move on, emotions take time to catch up. She'll still have weak moments, wondering if things could have been different. However, time doesn't wait for anyone. And if nothing pulls her back, she enters the final stage, letting go completely. Then one day, she wakes up and realizes she doesn't care anymore. Not pretending, not trying to prove she's okay. But truly deep down, you no longer occupy her mind. She stops checking her phone, she stops expecting your messages, and most importantly, her emotions are no longer tied to you. If hearing your name once made her heart ache, now it's just another name. Nothing more, nothing less. And this is the most dangerous point for you. Because if you suddenly decide to come back, you'll have no power over her anymore. She has learned to live without you, and in her eyes, you are just part of the past, nothing more. Letting go isn't always a conscious decision. Most of the time, it's the natural result of someone getting tired of waiting. And when it happens, it's nearly impossible to reverse. She may have found something new, a passion, a different environment, or even someone else. And any of these things could turn you into nothing more than a faded memory. So, if you thought going silent was a power move, remember that every game has an ending. And once she fully moves on, you'll be nothing more than a chapter she's closed forever. This is the point of no return. Once a woman reaches this stage, you no longer mean anything to her. Not because she hates you, not because she's angry, but because, simply put, you no longer exist in her emotional world. If hearing your name once triggered waves of emotions, pain, anger, or regret, now you're just another stranger. She can see you on the street, on social media, or hear someone mention you, and her only reaction will be nothing. You text her again? Ignored. You try to start a conversation? She smiles politely and moves on. You show regret? She couldn't care less. This is what many men fail to understand. They believe that once they've meant something to a woman, they will always hold a place in her heart. But no, women have a unique ability. When they truly let go, they can erase you from their mind as if you never existed. If you ever thought she'd always be there waiting for you, here's the brutal truth. She has forgotten you in a way you can't even imagine. Silence isn't just a strategy, it's a double-edged sword. If you think ignoring her will make her chase you, you might be right in the short term. But stay silent for too long, and you won't just make her miss you, you'll train her to live without you. And once she's learned that lesson, you have no chance left. Thank you for watching. Support this amazing community by subscribing and turning on notifications now. Hit like and share your experience in the comments to spread positive energy today. Together, we can inspire and uplift each other on this journey.